Welcome back to the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland have been defeated by a 0-0 and are out of the Papa John's Trophy. And we can run the highlights now. And Danny, you can talk us through the action. There's a couple of opportunities for Kimpioka, who ended up playing the full 90 this evening. That's one of the positives, I guess, you could take from the game.
Well, it was, yeah, and I think, as disappointing as the overall 90 minutes was, we did have opportunities, few and far between, as I said, but that one for Kimpioka there, he will be disappointed once he got a stole on his man. He's got in his Jordan Clark, I think it was, wasn't it? Lost his foot in, and then he finds the side net in. I think a little bit more composure, and he slots it past the goalkeeper. But yeah, I just think overall, you're looking at Oldham, perhaps expecting them to come up here, sit back and soak up a lot of pressure. But credit to them, they set up well. But as we see again here now, Will Harris, he gets in there. That's one of the only phases of play really in the first half where we managed to zip a ball in, pass it through the lines, and we got him with 2 or 3 passes. Another one here, a give and go from Harris. He just gets the run on his man Cisse through the middle, and he just not as he rounds the goalkeeper there. First thought he's going to slot it, he's chasing the ball once it gets around the goalkeeper, and the 2 defenders manage to get back and they get the block in. And then here's Oldham's, their best chance of the first half, wasn't it? Another 1v1. Again, it's a narrowish angle, wasn't it? You can see he's looking to just drill it into that bottom left corner. Goes past Lee Burge's post. And then here's another one here. It's a lovely ball in. This was just bent in behind. And is it Hallam Hope in the middle? Just can't get on the end of it. But as I say there, you can see Oldham, they come up here, they were quite open, they played freely. And they were quite enjoyable to watch, to be honest. I think, see again there, they get the full-backs up, one full-back crossing it for the other one. And they just grew in confidence coming up here. We just didn't play with any zip about us all afternoon. And here's the goal. Now you see Lee Burge comes to get involved with Kieran Dunn, and then he takes his eye off the ball, and once you do that as a defender, you just get a little nudge, and as he does there, a little 50-50 shoulder, comes off second best Kieran Dunn, and it's a nice finish from Vaughan. And say once he gets 1v1 against Burge, see it now, he's backpedaling there, Burge, and it's just there, look, little nudge there, and then you're wrong side and you're in trouble, and he's just 5 yards away from Lee Burge, and it's a nice little finish, and that's the goal that's taken him through. And then Oldham again, you see we're getting numbers back there. They're getting ball in the box. I think Lee Burge at his near post.
Burge was the busy of the 2 keepers, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I think he done okay, Lee Burge. Balls coming in. His handling was quite good at times.
His kicking downfield was
a bit now and then. Yeah, there's a couple where he had to come out and, as I said, mop things up at the back with balls over the top. But just the longer the game was going on, you just never felt we were going to get back into it, really. We'll see Dunn's effort, I think, in a minute. But other than that, really, we were feeding on scraps, weren't we? It was just pedestrian is the word I'd say with us tonight. This is Dyche's ball in, it's a lovely ball. And even there, I think it's Will Harris who was quiet in the second half. Got to read that, I think. Is he expecting the defender to deal with it? I'm not sure, but, he's got a couple of yard tapping at the far post there if he really fancies getting on the end of it, I think. So I think Lee Johnson will be disappointed in there, I've got to be honest. It's a big opportunity for some of these younger lads, some of the senior boys as well, who aren't getting a run out at the minute in the first team, to go out there and say to him, listen Gaffer, I'm still here, I'm pushing for a place, I want to get that shirt back. And I don't think there's too many can argue if they're not going to be in the starting lineup at the weekend. Well,
let's get straight into your thoughts and hashtag Ask Danny then, and let's have the first one up on screen. This was from Chris. Chris is always getting his hashtag Ask Danny's done. Tonight may have been a steep learning curve for Dunn. How important are games like this for the development of young players? And I guess that's the main selling point of this competition, isn't it?
It is, yeah, not just Dunn as well. Yeah, he's obviously involved in terms of the goal we conceded, but just in general play as well. I think, looking at the setup we went tonight with him in left wing back, it's a difficult role. I've played there myself. You're expected to get forward and join in, and at the same time you've got to get yourself back in and do your defensive work as well. And there was a lot of space out on that left hand side. You see the opportunity Oldham had in the first half where he's 20-30 yards, say, out of position, because it's communication between himself and Ollie Younger, who's left centre half. Them gaps, them distances. When you do go to a back three, it's important that the communication's there. And just too many times throughout the 90 minutes, they seem to be getting into those channels where there was a lot of space. But as I say, not just Kieran himself. There's the other young boys in there. Wilding, the young lads up top as well. Harris and these boys, they're only going to gain experience and know-how by playing in these type of games where you are coming up against seasoned pros. You look at the centre half, the skip of them, Pierre Gianni, big experienced lad, coming up against these boys, it's going to toughen our younger lads up, and that'll bring them on in their games as well.
Thanks, Danny. Let's have a look at the next one then, please. Here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one's from Alan. Are the cup competitions a distraction, or are they a good opportunity to play a younger squad players? I think you've touched upon a couple of points there already about playing the younger players, but the point about the competition being a bit of a distraction, is there a silver lining for Sunderland going out of the competition tonight, or is there never a silver lining for Sunderland being defeated in a football match?
No, well, in a way, if I'm honest, I think yes, because we're going to have a backlog of games. We've postponed games for internationals being away, so we're already playing catch up, aren't we, in terms of league? We're 1 or 2 games behind some of the other teams in and around us, and that obviously catches up throughout the course of the winter months. Coming into it now, we see the pitches starting to get churned up, and pitches will become a little bit heavier. So when you're playing Saturday, Tuesday constantly, it will catch up. And on top of that, we've obviously got 7 or 8 lads in the treatment room as well. So the squad's stretched at this moment in time. January's coming up. We've still got 4 or 5 weeks until we hit January, where they can look to do a little bit of business if needed. And then you're assessing the likes of Huggins, Sirkin, how far off these lads are as well. So in terms of the cup, we've got a trip down to Arsenal coming up in a few weeks' time as well, where I think, yes, we can go and enjoy that. There could be an upset there, you never know. But in terms of this competition, I think it's one of them where you say it's a good opportunity for the lads like tonight, and for lads who aren't getting game time in the first team, rather than just training. As myself there, as a former player, I prefer to have a game. If I haven't played for a couple of weeks, I'd rather have a run out like I would have done tonight. You get more out of 90 minutes than just training 3-4 days a week. So from that side of it, you can see that perhaps they are going to miss out, but in the long run, looking at the course of the season and what our main goal is and our main aim this season is to get promoted from this league, then it is a put it on the back burner job, isn't it? And let's concentrate on the league. The old cliche, concentrate on the league. Definitely.
And let's concentrate on the next hashtag Ask Danny right now. This one's from Lisa. Is it cold at the stadium, or do you think Lee Johnson should have took this competition more seriously and played a stronger side? Well, I can answer the first part. Yes, it's definitely freezing here at the Stadium of Light. Should he have taken it more seriously? I think he did.
Well, he has taken it seriously in terms of, as serious as you want us to be at this stage of the game. If he puts his starting 11 out there from pretty much what we played at the weekend, say, against Cambridge.
What's going to happen at the weekend if we can pick an injury?
And we get 1 or 2 injuries tonight, then the fans are going to come down on top of him and saying, well, what's he doing now? We're stretched, as I said there, the squad is stretched at this moment in time. Numbers at the back, we've got no full-backs fit, we're square pegs, round holes, etc. So you can't go out there and play your first team, and it's not our major priority. It's 4th on the list, if anything, if we're being totally honest. Behind the FA Cup, the League Cup and so on, and obviously the priority is the league. So the lads who have played tonight, you're looking at Embleton, Aidan O'Brien, who else is in Diaku, who played at the weekend. I think Lee Johnson's trying to get more out of him. So they're your senior lads who, O'Brien and Embleton haven't really been involved the last couple of games. So for me, it makes sense for those lads to play this evening. Now, I know you get some fans will say, why you don't want to play any first team lads because there's a chance they could get injured, but you can get injured in training during the week. Do you know what I mean? You see more often than not, you'll see lads get injured in training. So Lee Johnson hasn't got a crystal ball in his office who knows what's going to get injuries out on the pitch. So that's the team he went with. I thought there was a good blend out there tonight between some of the youth lads, some of the lads who needed some game time, and unfortunately they didn't produce, and they found themselves out of the cup.
Let's have a look at, I think, the final one this evening, and this one, Jake, who said, do you think Kimpioka should get a place in the first team, or at least on the bench?
Well, I think he's down the pecking order, if I'm honest. I think you've got, if you look in terms of a striker, you've got Ross Stewart and you've got Nathan Broadhead. They're your first 2 names on the team sheet in the striking department. Then you've got Will Harris, who was on the bench at the weekend and came on, and he done okay when he came on at the weekend. So I think he's got to earn that place at this moment in time. He's got to keep trying to produce for the 23s when he's getting an opportunity and when the manager's looking, and when he comes across. And if he's training day in day out with the first team, then he's got to come and he's got to keep his standards up, showing Lee Johnson what he can do in training. And then yes, that's when he gets his opportunity with the first team. But at this moment in time, you're looking, is he going to get in ahead of Nathan Broadhead? No. Is he going to get ahead of Ross Stewart? No. So he's down the pecking order, but he's just got to keep working hard, like the other young lads have got to as well.
Thanks very much, Danny. I think that's it for this evening. We're back in action on Saturday when Oxford United come to town here at the Stadium of Light. 3 p.m. kickoff for that, which means we'll be on air from 2:30. We hope we'll see you there. Take care.